is Ramona S. Jones, the founder and president of DREAMbuilders Youth Mentoring Network, and I'm coming to you live because we are focused on literacy. There is a literacy crisis in San Diego County, and yes, I say literacy crisis because 40% of our middle school and high school youth are reading at a 5th grade level. What does that mean? That means that 7th graders and 9th graders are below standards at least 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm not okay with that. Are you okay with that?
No, not at all.
So I have V. Williams, our parent engagement manager here in our Driven to Win program, and I wanted for her to share her testimony and her story about literacy as she grew up. And just briefly, V, could you just share what your experience was growing up when it surrounds literacy?
Sure. Well, I was in the 2nd grade and I was in foster care. And at that time, I was aware that I just couldn't do the work. I knew that there were letters, I knew that there were words, but I didn't know what they were saying, so I daydreamed. Finally, one day I decided I wanted to do the work, and I wrote off everything on the board the way that it was seen, and I turned it into the teacher saying, hey, I completed my work. They're like, great, now you can answer the questions. I'm like, what questions? I totally had no idea because I didn't know what I was doing. Needless to say, 2nd grade I failed. By the time I graduated from high school here in San Diego at Patrick Henry, I couldn't read. I couldn't tell you the difference between a noun, pronoun. I understood language because my mom spoke proper English in the house. But besides that, I didn't learn how to read till I taught myself at 25 years of age. So seeing that from coast to coast, there's a problem with identifying whether a child has problems, or as you can see, I easily had problems actually getting the help so that I could succeed. So.
But you got a high school diploma or certificate.
My counselor gave me the impression that he cared about me in high school, and he kept saying, well, you need to get these math credits, you need to get these math credits, just to find out that I had all the math credits I needed. And in the end, during summer school, they're looking at me saying, well, you could have just taken a basket weaving class and graduated and walked. Nevertheless, I would have been walking with a certificate of completion and not an actual diploma, and I didn't find out that I didn't even have that until I'm in junior college.
But my issue is that the foundational structure of being able to read and write was missing.
Completely.
Yet you progressed through the system, the educational system.
Just kind of passed along.
So passing along our young people today, especially our African American and Latino kids, is not acceptable. And DREAMbuilders Youth Mentoring Network wants to work with parents to address these issues and make sure that they are not missing things that are underneath the surface.
I'm glad you mentioned that because my mom took the time to make sure I knew my letters. You know what I'm saying? Made sure she thought I understood, just to realize that no, I didn't. So she didn't even know how to go about helping me, not realizing that I really wasn't getting it.
So once again, the goal is not to pass the test. The goal is to comprehend and become competitive young people. So this is a dialogue that we'll be working on throughout the next weeks, because DREAMbuilders is launching its San Diego County Driven to Win Project 100 mentoring initiative.
Wow,
with 100 middle and high school students taking leadership as literacy ambassadors to help their peers, to help their sisters and their brothers and their younger nieces. So thank you for listening, and please tune in as we continue to share a parent story, a personal story, and also what we're going to do about it.
Yes.
So you'll see a lot of segments coming up about in the month of November and December, not just talking about the issues, but finding the solutions that address the crisis that we're speaking of.